Hi guys, and welcome back to the channel. It's been a crazy month for us. We've been traveling quite a lot and we're traveling an awful lot more. We're just on the crossover from January to February. We're off to the UK, then back home for a day, then down to France, then off to Italy. It's going to be super busy, so we thought we'd let you get caught up on all of our Vanother blogs from 2024. So we've put them all into one long video. There'll be timelines down below. You can click through and find everything else. I hope you catch up on it. Keep watching. We'll be bringing more Vanother vlogs every single month this year. Usual stuff, subscribe, like, drop us a comment, please. Let me know if you like this form of yearly catch up. We'll be quite happy to do it again at the end of 2025. Have a great time, guys. We'll catch up with you in about 3 weeks when our next Vanother vlog is out.
Hello, for those of you that have not met us before, I'm Helen. This is John. This is the first video for 2024. So first of all, Happy New Year. Hope you all had an amazing Christmas and are looking forward to lots of adventures and travels during 2024. This video is about 3 of our favourite Parkups and ones that we will definitely be visiting again this year. Hope you enjoy.
Have fun. Ta-ra! So our first place is a little park up overnight, and it's in a place called Aix-sur-Vienne. It's provided by the local council, it's free, it's on the riverside, there's tons of space, the sunsets are stunning, there's birds and frogs, the river's beautiful. As again, it's all free. There's a town that's got bakeries and a little takeaway shop in the evening. There's places you can eat by the side of the river, with benches, there's plenty of bins, the ground's flat, it's just perfect. Next up, we're taking you to the beach. Now, this is quite a basic campsite, it really is. It's a municipal campsite, so it's dead cheap. It's cheap and cheerful, but the thing we like about it here is as soon as you pan up, look at that. I mean, it is literally 2 or 3 minutes walk up the dune and you're on the beach. And this is the west coast of France. We have the best beaches around here. They're absolutely stunning. They're more or less always empty. Look at this. Now, I took this at about 7 AM to be fair, but it doesn't get any busier than that. This is one of the best beach camping stops we've ever stayed at. Hope you'll enjoy this one, and of course we've put the what 3 words location so you can find it. Next up, we are off to Lac Vaxivière, a man-made lake. Again, there's a little free air here. Absolutely wonderful, great place to come for a walk. This island that you can see here is obviously, it was the tallest part. It was the farm when it belonged. It was privately owned, and what was the farmhouse, which is basically a castle, is now a tea shop that we'll show you at the end. It's a fabulous place to come for a walk. The whole area is now an artist's commune. As you see here, you can walk around and there's art installations absolutely everywhere. Someone thought it was a good idea to build a lighthouse. Absolutely bonkers. A lighthouse in a lake, who wants it? The sunsets are just stunning again. It takes about 2 hours to walk around the island. It's lovely. Our final choice, we're going to take you back to the UK to a place called Concierge Camping, which is near Chichester, and it's amazing. And to be honest, if one of our other members hasn't put it on there, I'd be surprised as well. As you can see from the overhead, the pitches are enormous. This little bit at the back is a dog walking ground, but we'll come to that. Here's the entrance. There's loads of seats to sit and enjoy things from the shop and the bar as you get in. The reception, once you walk in, it gives you an immediate idea of how the place is. Over here you see the bar inside. It's very small. There's a reason for that. We'll come to that in a minute. On tap they've got local beers and ciders, just about every spirit you can think of. And you'll see at the back, it opens onto the back in the evenings. Lovely little shop here. Everything is actually well priced. Here is the back. You'll see as we go through on the left, here's where the bar opens up. I mean, it's got carpets. How many outside places have carpets? The lights are amazing. Plenty of tables to see. Each table's a heater over the top. They can be turned on individually, so you're not heating a huge room. Sit down, bring your takeaways here. They're more than happy for you to order food in. Everything like that is so relaxed. It's amazing. As we head out the back, when it's a bit warmer in the summer, it's lovely here. They've got Japanese and pizzas. It's just fabulous. As you can see, everything is so neat. But this is the pièce de résistance, the toilets. Showers are huge for people like me with dodgy knees. There's chairs so you can sit down and get dressed again. Big rainfall showers, little handheld showers, all electronically controlled. And to be honest, it's better than the shower in my house. And I've stayed in hotels that have got way worse bathrooms than this place has. This is the waste area. Clean out, you can empty all of your stuff for free. This machine is amazing. You put your toilet cassette in it, £2, empties the cassette, squishes it round the water, gives it a clean, disinfects it. It's absolutely amazing. Comes out smelling like new. Best £2 you'll ever spend. The toilets are amazing. Again, electronically controlled taps. Press on, press off. This is my favourite bit. If you've got a dog like ours that loves rolling in fox poo, they've got a dog shower. Seriously, pop your dog in, nice warm water, shower it off, bath it off. They've got hair dryers for the dog, built-in Hoover, clean up afterwards. It's all free. It's included. All they ask is you put a donation. What more can you ask for? This place takes 5-star to a whole new level. Thanks for joining us. Subscribe, like, it all helps the channel. Really appreciate it. Hi everybody, I'm John. Normally this would be Helen, but as you can see it isn't. Our initial plans had been for this vlog to actually be even more collaborative than normal, because we were in Spain last weekend on a last-minute trip and bumped into Hayley and Ashley. So we thought we'd do this together as a collaboration. Turns out Helen's got gastric flu, Ashley's caught bronchitis, we're all feeling a bit ill, so we're knocking this together at the last minute, and we is me. Sorry about that, but we'll crack on through it anyhow. Perhaps we'll be even more collaborative on one of the future videos. This is our Vanother collective vlog for April 2024, number 18 I believe, and it's on comfortable travel, so we'll pop up the video link somewhere there or there or there for everybody's logos and catch up with you in a second. So when we got the theme for this month, we did struggle somewhat. Comfortable travel. It's kind of a bit of a difficult one, that one. The first thing that obviously sprung to my mind was, well, we'll just fire up the chauffeur and get them to take us to the airport. We'll jump in a private jet and we'll head off to somewhere windswept and interesting. And then we realised that this is the real life. We don't really do that. And we're talking about a vlog about vans and caravanning and travel like that. So decided to stop being a bit of an idiot and try and do something sensible. So here we go. Bear with me because we've got a list. So our first piece of advice, while we're aiming it at vans and motorhomes, it could quite easily be for your tow car, for your caravan as well. Look into getting your vehicle remapped, especially if it's manual. It makes a huge difference if you're towing. We tow a car trailer with ours, so it went from 130 brake horsepower to 200 brake horsepower. That doesn't mean that it goes any faster. What it means is it's got a ton more torque and it pulls a lot easier. When you haven't got the trailer on the back, you can stay in 6th gear, virtually down to 30 miles an hour. So it makes driving a lot more relaxed. There's far less gear changes. Fuel economy is better. So it's all good. It seems a bit weird, but yeah, get your tyre pressures up so that they're all correct. Get your vehicle remapped. It'll drive a lot better and you will arrive feeling better and more relaxed. Our next tip is pack well. Billy Connolly very famously once said there's no such thing as bad weather, just the wrong type of clothing. And that couldn't be more true. You know, make sure you don't just pack for the weather that you're expecting when you get there. Pack for the weather that you're not expecting as well. Don't take every piece of clothing you've got, obviously, but make sure that you've got a range. You know, there's nothing worse than being cold and wet. Uncomfortable travel is horrible, and travel isn't just getting there. Travel is being there as well. So you need to enjoy your time. Pack well, pack good clothes, pack sturdy shoes. Most importantly, pack slippers. This is Helen's biggest tip for you all. She lives in her slippers everywhere. If you're driving, if you're flying, you know, when you get to where you're going, comfortable slippers, they make all the difference. So on the subject of clothing, if you're driving all day, joggers, sweatpants, sweat tops, comfortable t-shirts, comfortable shoes, you know, you're in the vehicle, whether it's a car, the van, the motorhome, nobody's going to see you. Who cares? So wear something that's really comfortable, loose, easy fitting. No point arriving feeling all tired just because you had the wrong clothing on. So yeah, pack well. Stock the fridge with chilled water. Lots of it. It's about all that's in our fridge at the moment, other than some of our favourite drinks, mainly because we've just come back from Spain and emptied it. But yeah, you can never hydrate enough. So make sure that you stock your fridge with plenty of water, plenty of your favourite drinks for when you get to wherever you're going as well. Keep hydrated on your journey. It will make you feel better. It all helps for a comfortable journey. While we're talking about food and hydration, snacks. Now don't just fill yourself full of sugar because it will make you tired. But have, you know, fruit and things like that available. There's nothing wrong with a bag of crisps and the odd sweetie here and there. Just don't live on it when you're driving. There's no point in being tired driving. That's not comfortable travel. If you've got a long way to go, pack lots of travel snacks, apples, grapes, oranges, pears, you know, anything you like, but just something that's refreshing but not too sugary. Take regular stops when you're traveling as well. We learnt this with our electric car. Back in the old days, we'd fill the tank, we'd drive 1,000 miles, we'd get to where we're going, we'd be absolutely knackered. And you just wouldn't enjoy the first day. These days, driving sort of 3 or 4 hours, taking a break, especially when we had to recharge our car. You take a break, have a meal, have a coffee, something like that, chill out. You arrive maybe half an hour or so, 40 minutes later, but you arrive so much more refreshed and relaxed. And the same thing, you know, if you're in your van or your caravan, take regular breaks along the way, stop and have a meal, chill out. It's the delay for when you get there is more than made up by the fact you arrive feeling much better, much more relaxed, and enjoy your time. Download stuff to watch on your gadgets, your TVs, anything like that, because you never know whether you're going to have internet connection or not. So, you know, take DVDs, download films, download games, take a puzzle book with you. All these kind of things really help just to kind of relax you in the evening, chill out. You know, you don't always want to go to the bar. Sometimes you do, obviously. But yeah, find lots of things that you can just go at the end of your travel day, at the end of your holiday, and just relax and get yourself into that chilled out mood. So there you go. There's a few ideas from us on things that we would think about for comfortable travel. Hopefully you might find one or two of them useful. Who knows? Anyhow, from myself and Helen from her sickbed, have a great month, and we'll catch up with you on the next Vanother vlog in May. Take care.
Hello, I'm Helen.
I'm John.
And this is our Vanother collective video for this month.
So of course we're going to be kicking off with Amazon. Amazon sells everything. It's fairly obvious that it was going to be our first choice. Just whizzing through, there's a ton of camping stuff there, just randomly picking on. Camping chairs, there's, you name it, they've got it. They can deliver it to you wherever. However, if you're looking for big ticket items, Amazon Renewed is really useful. For example, if you want an EcoFlow battery, you can get them effectively new for huge discounts. We've just pulled this one up on the French Amazon, but it's a brand new battery. The box is a bit broken, so if I translate it to English, you can see there that it's absolutely new. The box is a little bit damaged, and you're huge savings, €200, it's 20%. It's well worth clicking on Amazon Renewed if you're looking for big ticket items. The other thing to look at on Amazon is today's deals. Surprisingly, they have a whole section for camping equipment and things like that. So, just if you're looking for a quick, something, it may well be in the today's deals. I mean, there's a lot of dross in there, obviously, but who knows, if you need a camping table because yours is suddenly broken, they might be able to deliver one next day at a significant saving. So yeah, take a look at the today's deals on Amazon as well, always useful. We couldn't have anything here without saying eBay. It's kind of go-to for everything, even if it's just for price comparison. Who wouldn't use eBay? There's new, there's second-hand, there's brand new second-hand, brand new old stock. There's everything on there, so give it a go. And of course, then we come over to the specialists in there. One of our favourites is Magnum Motorhomes. You can get almost everything, especially if you've got an auto trail, for example. They sell parts officially to repair your auto trail, cupboard doors, you name it. Great prices, next day delivery, always worth a try. Magnum Motorhomes. Because we're in France, we also use Narbonne accessories. They are based in Narbonne, but they have branches all over France. They're not cheap, but sometimes they're the only place to get the part you need, so well worth it. The other UK place we would try is Go Outdoors. They do a membership, so you get cheaper prices if you're a member. again, you know, you name it, they've got it. One example we just looked up today while we were putting this together, Cadillac, you know, member price is £28 saving. You can't buy that cheaper anywhere. We looked on eBay, we looked on Amazon. £108 is an absolute bargain for this. So yeah, go outdoors. It's well worth it. And our last one is a little bit sneaky, tax-free. If you're heading to the bottom of France or Spain, think about Andorra campers. Everything they do is tax-free if you don't get it delivered. You have to go into Andorra to pick it up. But we saved £400 on 2 Max fans, so well worth it. Give it a go. Thanks for listening. Take care, everybody. Bye-bye.
Hey guys, and welcome to our vlog for June for the Vanother Collective. The Vanother Collective is a group of like-minded vanners, caravanners, campervanners, motorhomers, and every month we put together a vlog on a certain subject. So I will list down there all of the other members of the collective and their channels. Do please take a look at them, give them a like, give them a subscribe, follow them if you can. It helps all of us. Coming up are the logos of all the other members, and we'll catch you on the other side. Thank you very much. So this month's vlog is how we plan our trips. To be fair, Helen and I are generally quite spontaneous and just get on with things and go, but occasionally we do some planning, so we'll step you through all of that lot. Hopefully Helen will be back from her gallivanting around Europe with her mum, so she may well join us in this vlog or not. Guidebooks. We still use guidebooks. Lonely Planet, Rough Guide, walking books, great things. The internet is absolutely super, but sometimes, you know, these are great and they're just, you can read a guidebook in bed. You know, you can sit there and go, okay, I want to go to this area. You can sit around and read it in bed. You can't read Google Maps or the internet in bed. Guidebooks for us are still a thing. We still collect them, we still buy them. Other things like the camping ACSI. It's great if you're just looking for somewhere you want to flick through into a country you're not really quite sure. You may go there, you may not. So we don't always have the most up-to-date one, but they're generally close enough. We use guidebooks still because they're nice, they're touchy-feely. Sometimes it's just nice to have a thing with you. In the same way that we've still got a map in the van. If we're going in the van, the car, whatever, we still take a real map because sat-navs are great, but sometimes you just want to just get that overview of where you are. So yeah, we still use and recommend guidebooks. A great hack if you want to save money on these is go onto Amazon and look for one that's a year old. Nothing's going to change. So it's when they update these about every 2 or 3 years. So look for the guide that was the previous version. These, I don't know, this one says it was £10. Can't see on this one, but it was published in 2019. This Rough Guide of Croatia was £15. But if you buy one that is the previous edition, you can pick these up for £2 or £3, you know, and they're generally new. So we still stick with guides. They're good. It's nice to have something touchy-feely. You can sit in bed and read it in the morning with your cup of tea. Great way to start planning. Obviously, we use all the same internet resources as everyone else does. I mean, our starting point is always Google Maps. Pretty much everybody's starting point must be Google Maps these days. Once we've kind of found an area we want, we'll zoom in, have a look at what's around. Sometimes Google marks things like campervan airs, sometimes it doesn't. If we can't find campervan airs straight away on Google Maps, or campsites, things like that are quite often then. Our next port of call straight away is Park for Night or Search for Sites. Both of these are incredibly useful for planning your trip. You can see where they are. They give you the lat and long. There's obviously a list of facilities that are available. Other things such as really important reviews that you tend to find that the people's reviews, especially on Park for Night, are a bit more legit. They are, I don't want to say more trustworthy, but more trustworthy than some of the reviews you'll find on Google and things like that. They are a little more honest, we feel, so that they just kind of get what you get from those. It gives you a good sense if you're planning. Another thing is to think about what you want to do when you get somewhere. It's all very well going to the coast, going to the mountains, going to the forest, wherever, picking a campsite that's in a beautiful part of the world, but what do you want to do when you get there? Do you want to go hiking? Do you want to go cycling? If you're going to the coast, are you looking at, dolphin trips, say if you were down on the South Portugal coast in the Algarve, things like that. One of the things we use is TripAdvisor, just to start off with. It can be a bit flaky. Again, some of the reviews on TripAdvisor, I think, are dubious at best. And also these days, it feels that it's less of an advice service for people and more of a sales service for the companies and the people that are running these trips. It's aimed at selling you something rather than giving you the information. That said, it's a really good place to look to find out about things. Quite often you'll find that because Expedia, who run TripAdvisor, obviously put their commission onto any prices that you would pay if you booked something through TripAdvisor. Use it as a starting point and then look up the companies themselves. Almost certainly that there will be a way of booking and paying less because you're not including the Expedia commission in there. So yeah, TripAdvisor, great place to start, great place for ideas. Don't just dive in and book. Take a look. If you find somewhere that looks good, that you think, yeah, I'd like to go with them, that looks a great trip or a great adventure or whatever, Google them because you'll almost certainly be able to book cheaper direct. And of course, the other one is to get away from all the electronics, all the books and everything else. Get in your campervan, your motorhome, your car and your caravan, whatever it is you've got, heck, even your tent, and just head south or north or east or west. The amount of times we've woken up in the morning and gone, should we go somewhere today? And it's like, yeah, where are we going to go? Don't know. Let's go that way. And we do, and we'll go that way. We'll find something. Now, to be fair, especially in France, the joy of having a campervan or a motorhome is that there are a zillion places to park up. There's the paid for airs, there's the free or ridiculously cheap town airs. It's okay to park up by the side of most roads. There is a system of Parkups that I can't remember the name, something France, Quelle Surprise. But basically you buy a membership and it's about €30 a year, and you can park up in farms and vineyards, wine producers, things like that, all for free, providing that obviously you are self-contained, so you have your own toilet and waste facility. Basically, the whole idea is you'll visit their farm, maybe buy something in the farm shop, maybe buy a bottle of wine, that kind of thing. They let you stay overnight. It's it's a very symbiotic thing. It's great. And when I remember the name of it, I'll stick it down in the comments somewhere or put it on the screen up there or over there or down there or somewhere. Anyway, by the time I've edited this, I'm sure I'll remember the name. So yeah, so France Passion. There you go. So I will stick it down the bottom as well. France Passion, really good, really great way of getting very cheap overnights, and a great way to sample very local food, local drinks, things like that as well. So France passion, definitely a good thing to do. But yeah, so we'll drive to the coast, or we'll drive to the lakes, or we'll drive to the forest, throw the dog in, and we'll just end up somewhere. Some of those times have been the best breaks that we've had. It's like, oh, didn't realise this was there. We'll just stop there en route and end up there all weekend. So yeah, just don't discount just getting in your vehicle and heading that way. As a friend of mine who's a truck driver says, all roads go somewhere. And you may not know where that somewhere is, but if you follow it, you'll find out. So yeah, all roads go somewhere. Another thing to think about when you're planning a trip is how you are going to get around when you get to where it is you're going. If you've got a caravan, the answer's generally fairly simple. You're going to take your car. But you may have a campervan or a motorhome, something that once you've parked it, you don't want to move too much. So at that point, are you going to take your bikes? Is it easily cyclable? What's the terrain like? Do you need public transport? All those kind of things. And once again, Google is the answer to this. There's some really good overlays on Google now. You can overlay public transport. So it shows you things like buses and trams, where all the bus stops are, where the tram stops are, assuming your city has trams in it. So that's really good. It's really useful. The planning part of that is excellent. You can go from A to B and say, hey, I want to use public transport. Google is super cool for that. Another thing is cycle tracks. Now you can put the cycling layer onto Google, and again, it shows you once you're there, it will show you dedicated cycle tracks, roads that are good for bikes, i.e. sort of not massively fast main roads, dual carriageways, things like that. So that's another really useful overlay on Google, as is the terrain overlay. You turn the terrain on and you can see straight away whether it's flat, really mountainous, things like that. So again, if you're planning on taking your bike or an electric scooter or something like that, it gives you a good idea of whether or not it's going to be navigable easily, I guess. Another thing thinking about planning is, what are you going to wear? What's the weather going to be like? Is it likely to rain? Is it going to be super hot and sunny? Usually you've got a good idea anyway, but one of the places we check AccuWeather. It's really good. It gives you an exceedingly detailed weather forecast of places you're going, along with options for 1, 2, even 3 months in advance at times. So you can dive into a location and you can get a month in advance easily. No weather forecast is perfect. Let's be honest, most weather forecasts are far from perfect, but AccuWeather seems to be one of the better options. So that's our tips, really. Yeah, doggies come to say hello. That's our tips, things like that. Don't overplan would be my biggest tip. Just kind of go with the flow sometimes. Best way, we're carrying our accommodation with us, so you don't need to plan too much. Just get on and do it. Get a rough idea of where you're going and get on with it. So thanks very much for listening. Please like and subscribe and do all of the things that we ask you to do. Click the like button, click subscribe, and you can hear more of these pathetic ramblings whenever we release them. Really helps us. Like, subscribe. That's about the 20th time I've said it, so one more time. Like and subscribe and do all those YouTube things. It'll help us. Thank you very much for watching.
Hi guys.
Hi, I'm Helen.
I'm John, and this is our Vanother collective video
For July. We're doing this month's on gadgets, and we are sat here, Shay, Helen and John, in the beautiful sunshine,
which
at last
we've finally got. This is our 3rd day of sunshine this year, something like that. But, summer was last Wednesday apparently.
Well, it might be this afternoon. It's looking good.
It is looking good. So of course the weather's good. We brought the campervan out. Stay tuned, we're going to take you through some of our favourite gadgets when we do take the campervan out.
We have a lot of gadgets, we like gadgets, this is our subject.
It is. We like things. They're not necessarily gadgets. We like stuff and things. We might think of it as a gadget. Other people might not. We love stuff.
Luckily, in our little camper van, we have a lot of storage, so we can store a lot of stuff.
So stay tuned. We've got some good stuff coming up. Watch through to the end. Really useful. If you like it, hit the like and subscribe buttons. Say hi guys, send us a message, usual stuff. And if you're really lucky, Helen will respond to you.
You never know. Stranger things have happened.
So let's get on with it. One of our essential gadgets is our EcoFlow power station. It is absolutely fantastic. As you can see, when we're using it, it just fits on the space at the end of the sofa, and it sends power in via our standard sockets. Nothing clever, but it means it keeps it all internal and we don't have to connect up to the power outside. Nothing worse than that. First of all, the EcoFlow is obviously not waterproof. Secondly, it's very easy to pick up and run away with. So that would be very, very uncool if we connected it to the outside shore power. So we connect it up inside. We also have the ability there to, if I move down here, there you'll see we charge it up via the 12 volts as we're driving quite happily. That comes directly from the leisure battery. It's also connected to our solar, so it will charge from the roof. Once the leisure batteries under the driver's seat are charged, then it'll swap over to the EcoFlow. So yeah, really good, really useful. Powers up the system in the van. I mean, I will be honest, about the only thing we've got that uses mains power is the microwave and the coffee machine. So as you can see, our microwave is mains powered and it's off. If I ask my beautiful assistant here to turn on the EcoFlow, the beep comes from the background, and any minute now microwave turns on and we have a nice sustainable 240 volt supply. Works really good, super cheap if you buy them on Amazon reconditioned, because they're basically brand new but in a brown box, not a white one, and really useful for when you want to be off grid.
Oh, and it's got pictures.
And it's got pictures on the app. Seriously, what more can you need?
So one of our gadgets is not really a gadget. It's this. It's simple, but it acts as a draining board. So when I'm doing the washing up with my duck, it catches all the drips, stops the counter getting flooded. Hey presto, folds away into nothing. Brilliant. One of our best gadgets that we've had fitted to this van, and we've got two, is our Max fans. We have one at each end of the camper. That is quite loud at the moment because it's getting loads of air going through, but once it gets to its ideal temperature, it's silent. So we can have it at night when we're sleeping. It keeps us cool, and they're fab.
And best of all, because we've got two of them, we set one to suck, one to blow, which everybody loves. And we get airflow throughout the van, so it stops a lot of the condensation issues and things like that you have with sleeping in the vans overnight if it gets a bit chilly outside. Cools it down really super fast. Utterly brilliant, worth every penny.
This one's sucking. I can just do that. Ready. And it starts blowing. Oh, that's so cool and lovely. So our next gadget is a gadget that lives at home, but whenever we're going away, we take it with us because of this one. Mia. Good girl. She's not supposed to molt, but she does. So I always bring my Dyson. It fits under the counter. It hoovers up beautifully. And
very good at hoovering up grass as well.
Best of all, we've got a 12-volt charger, so we can charge it even if we haven't got power.
Well, if we haven't got mains power, we can't charge it if we haven't got power.
Okay. We can charge it even if we haven't got mains power.
Stand back, she's dangerous. Probably our smallest gadget that's not a gadget is invisible, unless I move all the way down here. And this little silver thing Helen got me to fit the other week, because she gets bored of the door being either all the way open or all the way closed, because if it's halfway open, unless you're exactly level, it tends to slide one way or the other. So now, as our assistant will demonstrate,
I can just shut it to there and it's shut.
And that's it, it won't slide forward anymore. And it's locked in, and then when it needs to be closed,
we just lift the thing as if we're doing it anyway.
And it's closed. Utterly amazing.
What do you think? You like it?
Is the dog impressed? I'm not sure.
Don't think the dog's impressed with any of these.
Dog's impressed with anything that involves food or a walk. So there we go. Best £10 I've spent recently, because the boss is happy. You know what they say, happy wife, happy life. So next we're going to talk about, well, boxes of gadgets, boxes of stuff, things like that. So Helen's got her box of gadgets and I've got my box of stuff, which we'll come to in a moment. Over to you, boss.
So this box of gadgets was always the we're plugged in box of gadgets, but now he's got his big EcoFlow battery. This is our anytime box of gadgets. And in my box of gadgets, I have got an induction hob, because then if I run out of gas, it's not a problem, but actually it cooks so much quicker. And if I'm on site and I've got free electricity, why not use it?
I'm the shelf.
You're the shelf. You like a cup of coffee? So we have our coffee maker. Ooh. Thank you, chef.
I can't do that, it's stuck.
And of course, being beautiful, I need to do my hair. So that's in my box of gadgets. What have you got in your box of gadgets?
Ooh, good question. Shall we have a look?
Let's go see.
So this is my big green box of stuff and things. We've had it
since the kids were babies.
Years, because we got it free with a whole ton of Huggies nappies. So it's at least 25 years old, but it's really useful. It's actually a box and a bag. So my first bag is obviously our power connection lead. Nice, big, thick, 30 amp. You can run a lot of power down that, and it's 50 meters long. So generally, pretty good. We can get power almost anywhere with that, but there are times when you can't. So, come to these in a minute. We've also got another 15 meter extension that we can put on there. Again, it's rated to 30 amp. We've got French to Commando, we've got English to Commando, we've got Spanish and Italian to Commando, we've got splitters so we can run multiple people from one feed. There's a lot of electrical stuff in my box, just in case. We've got flat hoses, because flat hoses or squishy hoses go a long way, but don't take up a lot of room. Again, we've got two, because you're never quite sure if you'll make it to the tap. So we have connectors to connect between them, various different types of connectors to get onto all of the various different types of tap that you appear to get, because it doesn't seem possible for campsites to come up with one single type of tap. So there we go. Other things in my box of many wonders, you can get anywhere without ratchet straps. Many ratchet straps. tent pegs, rock pegs actually, and mallets. Big let's see,
it was worth rolling up.
It was really worth rolling it up, wasn't it? I've really made a dog's dinner of that. Big strong locks locking up the bikes. Extra pair of gloves, string, rope, gaffer tape, big adjustable spanner, all the stuff that you'll only ever use once. But if you haven't got it, when you need it that once, it's an utter disaster.
Yep.
So this just kind of lives in the back all the time. It's my box of much stuff. Let's say it's rarely needed other than to fill up with water. Usually we can cope with just the bag, but there are times when we've needed it, and everything in there we've used and needed at some point or another. So it's certainly worth having.
As you've realised by now, we are a family of many gadgets, and these last two are our favourites. Well, they're my favourites. Your favourite's probably the EcoFlow, because it's new. So this one, everyone's got a stool. We're short. We use this stool all the time.
Especially if you're as short as me and you need to clean the windscreen or up the top or anything like that.
And you need to get in the cupboards.
Folds down to nothing, super useful.
This is my most favourite gadget, and although it lives in the campervan, I take it on holiday with me, whether we're going in the campervan or not. It is my kettle. I'm English, I've got to have a cup of tea. And it just packs away to nothing.
It's very good.
Favourite gadget.
It boils enough for 2 cups of tea, so it doesn't boil too much. Boils quickly. Pack it in your bag, take it in your hand luggage, wherever you're going, whether you're going by plane, train or automobile or camper van or whatever. It's really useful.
Really useful. And it's fun. I mean, how much fun can you have with a kettle?
You're sad.
I'm sad.
Another one of our wouldn't be without gadgets is the extendable ladder. Super useful, especially if you need to get up on the roof, clean your solar panels off, pops straight up, scoot up the top, send the lightest person, which is the boss behind the camera. She can clean the solar panels while I go and have a cup of tea. Absolutely perfect gadget. When you're done, it all just folds away and stores in hardly any space at all. Really, really useful. One of our really useful gadgets are our 2 electric scooters. One of them's filthy because I was using it a lot of Le Mans to get about and I haven't washed it yet. The other one I wasn't using, so hence you can see that it's not filthy. But these are really good. They get us about. They're legal in Europe, unfortunately not in the UK. Sorry that I'm not really showing you very well, but if I'm honest, I just can't be bothered to take them out. So there they are. They sit in there. They charge up quite happily while the van's going along, so they're always ready for us. Great for getting a croissant in the morning. We like our scooters, don't we?
We love our scooters.
I'm not sure if we've mentioned this before, but we've been sent down a weird and wonderful track by Google Maps many times. And don't get me wrong, Google is an awesomely good mapping system, and it's free, but it doesn't know how big your vehicle is, and especially when we're towing a trailer, that could be a real problem for us. So we have invested, oh, let's turn that off, it's very hot in here, but I'll turn it off, in a NavPal. They're not expensive, they're about £80. It's a GPS that is designed for trucks, basically. Works really well for us because we can put the length in, we can put the length of the van as it is, the width, things like that. We can put in where we're towing a trailer and the dimensions of the trailer, and it will route us that way. As I say, it's not expensive, and if your vehicle is basically bigger than a family car, you want one of these. Top of that, it's a really nice size screen. I think it's about 9 or 10 inches. Don't know. The display is really good. It's easy to see in bright sun. So yeah, it's good. It routes really well. There's free updates, and it knows how big we are. So at the end of the day, that's kind of what matters to us. So yeah, one of our better gadgets and our better purchases is a truck sat-nav for the Campervan. Works really well. Oh, that's cold. Every campsite needs a swimming pool. Absolutely awesome. As gadgets go, this beats them all. Say hello, my little mermaid.
Hello, my little mermaid. How are you today, my little mermaid?
I was thinking this is our best campsite gadget. Every campsite needs a swimming pool. Best gadget ever.
This is our best campsite gadget. This is the best campsite ever.
We like it.
I am Lady Muck, and this is my campervan.
Hi everybody, and welcome to our collective video for the Vanother collective for August. I'm John. This
I'm
isn't.
Helen. I'm Helen.
And this month we will be talking about games we play when we're in the campervan. Although we're not in the campervan at the moment because we've got lots of games on a big table and we couldn't really break it all down. So bear with us, we're going to go through some of our games.
So we really love games, and we love board games and playing games. So maybe one day we'll tour the country with all our board games and bore people at campsites. Yeah. But for the moment, here's just a small selection of small ones that fit in the campervan. This one's quite good to play between the two of us. It's called Jungle Speed. And I'm not going to get it all out, but it's basically a game of Snap, but it's very violent. And if you get the same shape, colour, you both have to grab it, and the one that grabs it first wins. And that is...
You kind of end up with holes in your hand like this from somebody's nails.
Yeah, never play it with our son. No. So that is Jungle Speed.
Jungle Speed. It's
That's
called Jungle
really
Speed.
Good.
It's a French game. It's, yeah, violent Snap.
Great game. Here's another one that can get a bit violent. This is... Poetry for Neanderthals, and this comes from the Exploding Kittens people, and it has a blow-up club that if someone makes an error you can hit them with it.
Allow me to demonstrate. You carry on.
It's not something we play just the two of us very often. You can say with 2 to 3 players, but it's not something we often play with 2 of us. We tend to play when we've got a few more people around.
You may not be able to blow the club up.
But there's cards, and you have to describe what's on the card. You've got to blow quicker than that, darling. I'm putting it away again now. You just carry on blowing.
That's how you play it. You just do this for the heck of it.
Until I get hold of it.
Anyhow.
Okay.
So you play cards and clubs and hit people. What's not to like about that?
In the same range, we also have the original Exploding Kittens, which is an amazing game and I love it. And we also have Bears versus Babies. And they're just silly games.
Do the bears eat the babies? Do the babies eat the bears?
No, you have to make combinations of what they look like, yeah.
Best bit, I'm sorry, the absolute best bit about this game got a furry box. Seriously, what's not to like about a furry box, eh?
You're sad, Mr. Stevens, very sad. I've got to put my furry box away now. Anyway.
That wasn't me.
We also have this for when there's grown-ups around. And we have... Everyone knows this game.
Everyone
it's
knows
just
Cards About
rude.
Humanity. It's rude and it's a bit grim as well because you
I
get
played with my mum once.
babies
and she
ending up
won.
being pitchforked. It's
My
all-
mum won. Can you
She
remember
did.
that? That was frightening. That's
Yeah.
a way to learn something about your parents. This is like whist.
It's a bit like whist, a bit like trumps.
Yeah, but
it's
it's
a German game.
version, and it's a similar sort of thing. It's just got pictures on, so yeah,
You make
that's quite good fun.
sets, you win the hand, just like you would with trumps, basically. But you need 3 players for that.
We still have Uno, or 2 sets of
With
Uno, or
lots-
even 3
lots of-
sets of Uno,
Lots and lots of Uno cards.
because that's good
Leftovers
anyway.
from the kids.
Yeah, kids like Uno. But the main things, to be honest, that we
Oh,
play
these are my free
when we're alone, just the 2 of us, are cards.
cards. We've got cards everywhere.
And we have lots of packs of cards.
These are exceptionally good. They come from the FIA. They're quite possibly the best cards we've ever had. They're really
Yeah, they are
quite
good.
nice.
And my favourite game... I'm not playing now.
Oh, come
I'm
on, give us a game.
videoing.
Rummy.
No. Well, they're big, aren't they?
No,
I'd
that's
forgotten how
great.
big they are.
They're yeah, they're casino cards.
Yeah. Okay, we'll be here all day and everyone will have fallen asleep. So,
I'd have won anyhow.
you cheated.
Well, obviously, I do.
So, this one
Pigs.
is pigs. I can't get it open. Why won't it open it?
You want a job done? Don't.
Oh, hang on. This way.
Don't ask Helen.
No, it's fine. Don't be daft.
We have lots of games.
This is my most favourite is Pass the Pigs.
Oh. That's
So
a trotter,
that
isn't it?
is, so you get scores for how they land. This one is a razorback, and that one's just on its side, so it doesn't count for anything when it's only one of them. And you've
Yeah,
got
that's
2 the
rubbish.
same, so you get 1 point, so I'm leading. You don't get anything for that. I'm still in the lead. They're the same, so I'm still in the lead.
Oh, he's on his feet. That's a good one. That's a point
Yeah,
scoring one.
That's a trotter,
That's
so
a
that's
trotter.
5. Get off.
Now, what's this one? You have to show them because the chance of throwing it.
Okay, so
But
when it's
there's
like
a double
that,
snouter or
that's
something like that.
1 is a snouter, and 2, so you get 10 points for a snouter, but if you get 2 that are snouting, you get 40 points. If you've got 2 of them on their back, then that's making bacon, and you lose all your points.
Yeah, well, of course you do when you start
And then
making
if you
bacon, you
get
lose all your money.
one that's on its snout, but then must be that way, tipped over,
Onto its ear.
that is a leaning jowler. And you get 15 points for
Yeah, that's a good one.
that. So, yeah. But
This is an excellent game. It's better with alcohol.
Oh, it's great with alcohol.
more
I always
alcohol-
take a set skiing with me when I go,
Yeah.
and we get everybody in the pub
We've got a
playing.
few sets of these. They're kind of lying around the place. And
We
there,
definitely
look,
have some living in the
Razorback and a
campervan.
cider.
So
But-
that's just some of our games. Oh, and then the other one that we played the other day, because we found it and we hadn't played it for years, was Battleships, which was really fun and enjoyable for about 10 minutes, and then we got bored.
And then we got bored again. So, kind of, and let's be honest, you don't need all this paraphernalia to play Battleships. You can do it with a piece of paper and a pencil.
Which is far better
Which
if
is a lot
you're in a
easier
camper
because
van.
it takes up less space in a camper van.
Yeah, that doesn't live in the camper
But we
van.
did play this the other night because we dug it out, and there was probably alcohol involved in that as well.
Probably. So that's kind of just some of our games that we play. So anyone that comes past our house that wants to pop in and play some board games, you're more than welcome.
What's in the bag?
Oh, more Uno. Oh no, that's the Jungle Speed bag.
Oh, that's a Jungle Speed bag. Cool. So that's it. We've got a box with lots and lots of games that comes around with us. We play loads of board games. We've got friends coming tomorrow.
Wait, board games.
And they love board games, so we're going to have a whole week of playing many board games.
Do you want to play board games? No, you want your dinner. Okay, gotta go.
Thanks,
Dinner
guys.
time.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
Usual stuff, what they got to do? Like and subscribe and just tell us we're fab. We'll all be cool with that.
Click.
We nearly forgot. We've got big dice so that you can read when you've had a few drinks. Very, very important.
666.
Yeah, I rest. I retire now on a win. Hi everybody, and welcome to our September Vanother collective video, vlog, whatever it is.
Thing.
This is Helen. I'm not.
That's John. I'm not.
There we go. That joke's getting old now. A bit like us. This month's vlog is about 3 campervan meals. And we're pretty certain we've done this before. So we're improvising. It's supposed to be in a style of Ready Steady Cook, and I've never watched that, so I don't know what style it is. So you're getting it in my style. And because we've already done meals, today we're going to make jam because we've got a ton of fruit in the freezer.
So nothing to do with meals and nothing to do with what you can do in the campervan.
No, but
we're going off-piste.
We are going off-piste, and we've run out of gas at home, so we're going to simulate being in the campervan by doing it on our portable induction hob.
So we could do it in the campervan.
So we could do it in the campervan, but it's
it's
pouring
raining.
with rain. And it's horrible. So we're not. We're doing it in here because it's dry. So here we go. We're going to make jams, jellies, stuff with sugar and fruit, basically. And that you can eat.
So you join us now as John is trying to work out how to use my scales.
Yeah, well, you've given us something that makes it impossible to read the scales because it's too damn big. So,
Plan B.
Plan B. Plan B. Put a smaller thing on that we can zero it. Right, we have 3.2 kilos.
Cool.
That's going to make a lot of jam.
It's going to make a lot of something. Right, make a note and then we'll debag it.
Okay, I've made a note in my brain.
Okay, so now you need to debag it into the pan.
I can do that.
Is... oh no, it's got juice in it. Come on.
It's juice.
So what's those ones?
These are black currants. So we have black currants. It's going to be very, very fruity, not a single fruit.
Multi-fruits.
Multi-fruit. Get out. More black currants. Ooh, favourites. Very squishy raspberries. Oh, the raspberry juice is in the bag. Can't be right. Black currants. No, blackberries.
No blackberries.
Look at this. This looks delicious. Blackberries. Oh, more black currants. It's almost like we're making Ribena. Flamboyants. Because I couldn't remember the English word. Blackberries. Ooh. This just looks like a melange. Red fruits. And more blackberries.
So next, we're going to put it on the induction and heat it, but don't let it come to the boil. So really slow heat with a dash of water.
Dashed.
And then that will soften it, but don't let it heat. So it should only
Cooked
take
fruit.
a few minutes.
The real chef is now helping all this fruit on its way and turning it into
Juice.
Squishy. It's starting to go juicy. Not quite ready. We have added some water, so just a little bit, and yeah, I don't know. It looks red. Sure, this will work.
Yep, we are sacrificing a tea towel. We put the tea towel in a sieve in a pan that's tall enough to put it in, and then we ladle
Arse.
the fruit mixture in.
You know this is going to get messy, right?
It always gets messy. Would you like an apron so you don't completely ruin your t-shirt?
Nah, I'll ruin my t-shirt, you know me.
You will ruin the t-shirt, and as it's one of your only decent ones. Oh, quite a bit left. Quite a lot. I think we're making quite a lot. Okay, so that needs to just sit.
This is the result of our joint effort. There's a lot in there because it's a big, I don't know if you can see, it's a big pot. So we've got all that we've juiced. We've got the lid on there. And if I wander over here, you'll see we've created a jury rig of a light stand that goes up there, that is just draining off the very last of the juices, and we'll throw that in probably tomorrow, mix it all up and make some cool stuff with it. Don't know what stuff. What stuff are we going to make, Helen?
Jelly sweets.
Jelly sweets.
Jelly jam.
Jelly jam, stuff, things. Maybe throw some chilli in one and make a hot thing as well. Anyway.
I'm going to attempt to make jellies with a recipe that I kind of found on YouTube.
That's cool.
I don't know if it'll work.
So we'll do jellies and jams and stuff.
250 milliliter things of juice and 3 tablespoons of powdered gelatine, and that's all you need to do. But I've added a little bit of water as well because it's a bit thick.
What about sugar? It's going to be really sharp.
And I'm about to add some sugar because you said it'd be really sharp. So that's a deviation from the recipe, so I have no idea how much to add.
I would add some sugar.
I'm going to add a couple.
And have you added all the gelatine
yet?
yet?
Is well in there.
All right.
So you let the gelatine sit on top for about 5 minutes because that makes it bloom apparently.
Well, there you go.
Right. So I've added 3 things of sugar and we'll see how sweet that makes it. I don't want it too sweet.
When I read said boil it because you've got to make the pectin work, otherwise it won't set.
It hasn't got pectin in it, it's got gelatin in it.
It's got a shed load of pectin in it. You've got the most pectinished up fruit in there that you can find.
I'm not boiling it, but I am dissolving the sugar.
Okay, it's a gummy bear recipe in a square tin, so it's going to be a gummy sheet, which will more than certainly be cut into squares and may or may not be covered in sugar. Next up, we're going to try and make some jelly.
Jelly jam.
Jelly jam. But we need to know how much we've got. 5. And I reckon these are roughly a cup. Do the American measuring.
Probably.
500 millilitres of sugar. It's special sugar for jellies, which means it's ready in 5 minutes according to this. And it says you just put a kilo in and you throw the sugar in and you do all that stuff anyway. But we're not doing that, we're doing something completely different.
Never want to follow a recipe.
What was the point in that? Why follow when you can lead?
How much are you putting in?
500 millilitres, whatever that is in grams.
500 grams.
It's an awful lot of sugar.
It is.
Right. To the stove.
Lemon juice?
Ah, yeah. How much? Some. 1 dessert spoon of lemon juice per cup of juice. Well, that was roughly a cup, so we'll have 4 dessert spoons. Teaspoon. Tablespoon. You haven't got a dessert spoon.
Don't go too much.
This is mixed water.
That's mixed with pectin.
It is, but that's not 5 dessert spoons of whatever.
We use a sugar thermometer for jam. Whatever the recipe says.
We've got jars. I don't know how many we need, so I'll do them all.
So what are you doing with the jars?
Sterilising them.
And how are you sterilising them?
Magic.
You're rubbish.
I am going to apply a liberal amount of what people in the olden days would have called magic, and we call science. Just going to make it bloody hot and kill all of the bugs in there. Science, boiling hot water, killing any bugs.
So it's quite hot actually, so I have to turn it down a bit, otherwise I will burn myself. Because this at the end of the day is boiling sugar, which is very hot. But to take the scum off, you just take the bit around the edge and put it in your bowl.
Okay, I'm taking over on de-scumming duties.
So basically you just take the very top bit off, I don't know if you can see.
Bloody hot. I think you're better at this than I am.
Of course I am. I'm better at everything.
A-team's back on the job now. It's pointless getting me doing this. Ooh. It's not quite hot enough yet.
Nearly there.
It's nearly jammy. It's bubbling like a geyser, so I'll put the lid on. Otherwise, I will be wearing most of what's in there, I think.
This is a jam funnel.
Oh, that's an improvement.
Because it has
Put it back, put it back!
a big hole for putting the jam in. And we fill it almost to the top. Yeah. And then we'll turn it upside down in a minute.
Lovely, lovely jammy jelly.
Right, so John's job now is to tighten them. Don't need to worry about it being too tight. Just need to put it on.
I need to put it on
Time.
so it won't come off though.
Yeah, and then turn it the wrong way up. And then when it cools down, it will form a vacuum.
There we go. Probably could have got that bit in that one.
You can't test it if you've put it all in a jar.
Very, very true. Brioche roll?
Done. Okay, so the only thing we have to test it with is brioche, because it's Sunday and we're not organised.
That's really good. Okay, update. I am about to rescue Helen's pâte de fruits. They didn't work. It was a rubbish recipe, and we both think now that it did need boiling, even though the recipe said don't boil it. It's fairly clear that hasn't worked. And on top of that, it's just too tart. So we've got 350 grams of product, for want of a word. It's already got stuff in it, such as gelatin, so we don't know. So I'm just going to put 100 grams of sugar in, which is about a third of its weight, pectin sugar, and we'll whiz it up and see what we get. Slowly, slowly stirry, mix in the sugar. Unlike last time, I'm going to bring it to a raging boil, 107 degrees. This will be 110 for jam, 108. Ironically, I think this one's burned. It smells pretty grim. So after all that lot, it may not even have been saved. So we'll let it cool down, see what happens, and probably throw it in the bin. Thank you for watching this month's chaotic cooking, ready, steady, cook, Vanother collective video.
So nothing to do with Ready Steady Cook.
Well, it was
Nothing
chaotic.
to do with Campervan meals. Everything to do with chaos and trash in my kitchen.
I googled Ready Steady Cook. It's supposed to be entertaining and a little bit chaotic.
It was definitely a little bit chaotic.
I'm not sure we hit the entertaining bit, but we definitely hit the chaotic bit.
We hit all sorts of things. But the kitchen has been cleaned, thank you. We have 2 jars of jam and which taste delicious.
Which tastes delicious. 1 jar of might turn into pâte de fruits, but probably is burned, and definitely failed the first time, and probably failed twice.
But we've got some stuff left over, so we'll have another go at some point.
We've got loads of the juice that we made left. So, guys, thanks for watching. It's been utterly bonkers, I'm sure.
Hope we're not bored you too much.
It's been completely barking mad for us over the last 2 days.
I think we might start a cookery show on how not to do cookery.
Yeah. If you want to learn to cook, do everything we don't. Anyhow, thank you very much. Thank you for watching. Thank you for liking and liking, subscribing and dinging the bell and
what bell?
All of that stuff. I don't know. It's what it says.
Okay.
Anyhow, thank you very much, and we'll see you next month.
Bye.
Bye. Hi everybody. I'm Helen. That's John. That's Helen. I'm John.
Who am I
Whatever.
today?
I don't know.
Anyway.
Welcome to the November Vanother Collective vlog, and this month's is on
where to go in winter.
Yes, tips for vanning and camper vanning in winter. So here we go. Here come our awesome tips. Stay tuned.
So I'm starting this week, and I'm starting by looking out the window, and it is cold and it is wet and it is
grim.
Miserable, and to be honest, I think there's only certain solutions. One of them is go somewhere hot, because
I vote for that.
It's no fun when the weather's like this. However nice your camper van and however much you love it, it's just miserable.
So our number one best tip for camper vanning in the winter is park it up, get on a plane and go somewhere hot.
Oh yeah, now there's a nice idea.
Wouldn't it be good?
The other thing that is really high on my list for camper vanning in the winter is park it up and go and stay in a hotel.
Ooh,
because
yeah,
they have better heating, and especially if the hotel's somewhere hot.
Yeah, a hot hotel in somewhere hot with some hot food.
Yeah, that's good.
And a hot swimming pool. That would be really cool.
I don't recommend a hotel somewhere where it's cold and wet and miserable, just somewhere where it's nice and warm. So that's my first ones. Excellent.
I agree with them completely. On a little bit more serious note, we will try and be a little bit serious here. Serious. Well, we do occasionally do serious.
Come on, people are getting bored. Get on with it.
We think first thing you need to do is whatever you've got, caravan, camper van, motorhome, whatever, is make sure your heater's been serviced. If you've got, like us, we've got a Troma heater, so it's fairly complex and they should be serviced every year anyway. So yeah, make sure that's done. If you've got a diesel heater, good luck. Put a spare one in just in case they're cheap. It'll probably go wrong. But yeah, service your heater. Make sure it works. Make sure it's giving you hot water and hot air, because you're going to need them both. So our next tip is, if you've got a shower room, don't use it. Certainly in the winter. No, in all seriousness, our one, we use it as a wet room. So, it's great for putting wet coats, wet trousers, things like that in there, boots. Use it as a drying room, especially as your heater should be piped in there as well. It'll be nice and warm, it'll help them all dry, and it doesn't matter if they drip all over the floor, because it's designed for being wet. So 2 proper tips for vanning in the winter.
Okay, my next one is something that, because sometimes it's not always wet and miserable, so it's nice to go away in the winter. So our recommendation is always go to a proper site in the winter as opposed to wild camping, because you've guessed that we like our creature comforts and we like to be warm. So we would always go to a site where we can plug in and use their electricity, and then we can have our heated floor going all the time, we can have our heating going all the time, we can snuggle in and watch things. So go somewhere where you can plug in, burn up their electricity, and enjoy, but still be able to go out and enjoy the countryside or wherever you are, but get back and be warm.
Good tip, like that one. Our final tip we've got, and this one sounds a bit silly, but it makes a big difference, is clean your solar panels. In the summer, they're working great and you tend to forget them, but they get covered in crap
Stuff.
And bird poo and dust and you name it, it gets covered in. And in the winter, you want them as efficient as they can be. So for the sake of 5 minutes up a ladder with a broom on a stick, give them a wash, soapy water, get them nice and clean. You could find that it will help you produce even more electricity. So it's definitely, you're not going to lose anything by it. It could be up to 20% more electric if you're just cleaning your solar panels. So clean your solar panels. That's it. It's a really short one.
We don't like to go away in the winter in our camper van if it's cold and wet and miserable like it is at the moment.
So we're off to plan a trip somewhere hot via an aeroplane. See you later, guys.
Bye.
Thank you very much. Bye.